Despite the 2024 Farnborough Air Show having long come to a close, that doesn't mean, as we know, that aircraft orders are not going to continue. And what better place to begin today's solo aviation news video than with Malaysia Airlines, who are targeting a new aircraft order as part of their own plans to boost narrow-body flying in the future. However, as part of their search for a new narrow-body, the group is actually targeting next-gen planes from Airbus. Now, in the single-aisle space, this includes the A320neo or A321neo. The prospective purchases from Airbus of narrow-body planes would complement orders and the already flying 737 MAX, but it would be considered more so in the second batch of orders and deliveries. Furthermore, while the Airbus single-aisle family is highly regarded and incredibly well-performing in recent years, this would mean for Malaysia Airlines that they would pivot away from their current strategy, which sees them use the 737 family. On your screen now is an overview of their fleet, and while looking at wide bodies, we see the A330neo inbound and the A350 already flying. In terms of its narrow-body fleet, it certainly relies on the 737. However, many customers now believe that the capabilities of the emerging A321XLR mean there is the possibility for the MAX and the A320neo family to coexist and really benefit the airline in different ways, whereas in the past, some may have considered you go with one or the other to have fleet commonality. The range enhancements of the XLR mean that Malaysia Airlines, for example, would be able to fly its MAXes as intended, but the XLR would be able to reach new or existing markets and ease pressure on wide bodies. This just an example of what diversifying can offer an airline. That's not to say the XLR was confirmed as being included in discussions as of yet. Where are those discussions at? Well, Malaysia Airlines is currently in the RFP stage of this long-winded process. RFPs, you may have heard before, but if you haven't, they're request for proposals, where airlines such as Malaysia will directly look to manufacturers and essentially pitch what they're after, and give Airbus and Boeing in this case the opportunity to see what they can put forward for the desired mission. Malaysia Airlines aims to have 50 narrow-body aircraft operating single-aisle jet missions by 2035, and as a result, the company must target more jets to achieve this, and ensure also that it is going to transition to the latest efficiency and meet sustainability targets that have been outlined. This order isn't necessarily new. RFPs have already been documented, but the newfound interest in Airbus aircraft is what is noteworthy, and this purchase, depending on which avenue they take, should include a minimum of 25 jets. Speaking to Business Times, the managing director of the Malaysia Airlines group stated that it could be the MAX or Neo series. Basically, all aircraft at this stage are on the table, and they will look for a plane that is deemed the most suitable for future flying. In an ideal world, the airline would look to complete the order by year's end. However, this decision can't be rushed and requires much thought. Malaysia Airlines has, in the last few years or so, really focused on rebuilding and transforming its fleet. If you can do both at the same time, it's definitely doing this, with the upcoming implementation of the touched-on A330neo and even the existing A350 really helping its performance. For single-aisle flying, the airline has had the opportunity to integrate the MAX, which, while has had a tough 5 years on the surface, still has great economics as a plane for companies like this one. Looking ahead and committing to aircraft for future single-aisle flying, there's much to consider beyond just the specs and integration, with delivery timeframes being another important factor. Aircraft manufacturers have openly stated how trying the last few years have been for them with regards to production, and as a result, their being behind has considerably impacted airlines' fleet, and that very well may dictate the end direction Malaysia Airlines heads depending on when it requires these aircraft to be fully integrated. Let me know your thoughts. Do you believe the A320neo family would be a good option for Malaysia, or should they just stick with the MAX to ensure fleet commonality? Let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow where there'll be another regular long-form video.
And we'll fly.